Hooray.
This summer, you walk towards the fire, and there's a bunch of fucking people there.
Whoa, look at all those fucking people.
Whoa, what happened? I say to these two people like in the back.
Seems like there's a serial arsonist, maybe someone who's against the crown.
It is odd that there are two places on fire in one day.
Yeah, it's pretty odd. This started
You think it's
happening once
someone
the
against
carnival
the
showed up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking. Why do you think it's someone against the crown?
The distraction from the first fire. I still think that someone at the hard place is responsible.
Could there maybe be something going on between these business owners?
It seems to me that it's convenient that there'd be another fire right after the first one. However, this store did sell things that were particularly flammable.
Yeah, Bonnie always did have the best dry materials.
Now, you did mention something about the carnival being in town and fire starting around that time. I whispered to Benny, should we check out the carnival?
Yeah, I kind of think so. Let's ask a little. Did any of you guys see the fire start?
It was dark. I think something blocked the moon for a little bit.
Give me a
What,
moment.
you said it got really dark right before the fire started?
Not dark, something went in front of it, I suppose.
You couldn't see what the dark thing was? It just looked like darkness?
Quite dark, I'd say.
That interesting looking tent right there next to Bonnie's.
She's an old lady.
Oh, heavens, please. My tent will go up. Please splash water with me.
I nudged Benny.
Do you have any water? Like, do you have a bunch of water by any chance?
And I'm gonna run back here to this well and get this bucket out of here and bring it over to Benny.
Yeah, and then I guess I just kind of follow Fim and we try to make a system of once he gets the bucket close to me, I pull all the water out and throw more over on it.
A few other people see that you're using the well water and they're kind of joining in.
Yeah, I start just like leading, like whenever there's well water brought near to me by anybody, I keep tossing it on the fire to just try to get it completely out.
They
You can-
form.
I use
Control it, right?
I use Mage Hand to take a bucket of pail up to the top to dump directly on top of the fire.
Chad uses Mage Hand and just scoops it. He just got it in his hands.
Oh, picking up a bucket.
Somewhere right now, Cherim is going, you should try another rock.
Yeah, also, while I'm doing that, I'm like,
I
great
love
work,
that.
Vim Violente. Way to step into action
Make
and
a
really help me.
performance check.
Come on, Nat 20, baby. I was born for the crowd.
Or 9.
What a recognizable but difficult to place name. Oh wait, did you roll the 19 or the 9?
I rolled the
Okay.
19 plus 1.
Whoa! I need to buy shirts with that guy's face on them. Where can I buy them?
You can get them off my website.
I have a Patreon. They start giving money to Fem Violente. You can increase your wealth die by 1.
Woohoo!
Well, all right.
Yeah, I want to talk to Miss K. Hey, it looks like we were able to save your tent there, ma'am.
That was a terrific display of open-minded application. I used to be an adventurer myself.
Oh, really? What happened?
Adventure isn't cut out for the older folks, I suppose.
Yeah, that's fair. So, what is your tent exactly? Is this a business of some sort?
She turns around and you see she has a sheathed sword on her back, and it's kind of like whenever you have a backpack for like 8 years and it's got those little wear and tear on it. It's got some real character. You can tell that it's been through it. That is a sword with some stories behind it. She goes,
Oh,
yes,
wow.
It's just a humble place to relax and live out my golden years.
I can tell just by the look of that sword that you are seasoned, madam.
He goes, well, I've been known to absolutely starch a monster here and there.
Oh, and equally as charming, I can see.
Roll. What's the one for like flirting?
Plus, I think it's +2. Yeah, it's +2, 13.
You're a charmer yourself, Goliath. You're also 13 to 14 feet tall.
It's kind of funny, too, considering how small my parents were. Only 7-foot tall giants, but yes, me and my brother came out all right.
I'm writing that down in the lore sheet.
Done a good service to me. Is there anything I could do for you?
No, I don't really think so. We're just trying to figure out what's causing these fires so that we can hopefully help put a stop to them. You wouldn't have happened to see what started the fire or been outside when it began, would you?
I was awoken by a thump whenever magic hit something sturdy.
I imagine you've been in the area for quite some time. Have you ever been to the carnival before when it's been in town in years past?
I was here 10 years ago and 10 before that.
I know that was a long time ago, but did you remember anything, I don't know, like shady. I just find it a really weird coincidence that the carnival gets in town and there are immediately 2 huge fires.
She reaches into her pocket, and then into another one, and then into another one. She goes, there it is. And she pulls out a kind of laminated, preserved sticker that says Smart Shopper.
I was the best shopper at the Omni Mall 20 years ago.
Oh, wow. The Omni Mall. We just got our asses kicked there. Oh, man.
Hey, Carlisle, I see you got one of those funnel cakes. Those things are pretty good, huh?
These are the best. I think about them for about 10 years at a time.
Oh,
Hey,
Carlisle.
are you
never
here to
cease
investigate the
amaze me.
fires?
Well, sorta. I was kinda here to tell you that that's your job, but it looks like you're doing a crowd work.
Oh, we do live to entertain.
It's true.
Are you any closer to having an answer? Because it's causing a lot of unrest with things burning down.
Not really. Both accounts, people claimed to either see or hear some type of magical energy coming from the sky. One guy thought it was a god. We don't know, but it's not just your normal everyday arsonist. It's someone with the ability to cast flames from the sky.
We've heard things. Maybe it could be some of the carnies. We've heard that there were sounds of magic in the air, the sky going dark, all sorts of weird, conspicuous things going about.
Where's Criella?
Oh, you know them rogues. They like to go do their own thing sometimes, go off on their own.
I
We're
understand.
not really sure.
But she needs to come back to somewhere that I can verify quickly. Expensive.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't been super close to us from the jump, quite honestly. She's been doing her own thing pretty much throughout this. She's been around us, so I think she's probably around here, but yeah, we don't know where.
Criella is a known conspirator with someone who has a penchant for fire.
Yeah, that is a pretty shady coincidence.
Man, why'd you hire her?
He gestures at his armor where his tattoo is.
Yeah, that is correct. Well, you might look at a new HR department still.
But yeah, I
Priority
think we'll
one,
probably...
stop the fires. If you need any kind of backup, make sure that you know where we're sending them so we only have to send them once.
Yo, Big C, what's some easy way to make some money around here?
What do you mean? Well, before I wasn't giving you any money because I thought someone in your group might steal it.
The least trustworthy person is not here tonight, so...
If you wrap up this fire situation, maybe we can talk about getting you guys outfitted. Something a little bit more combat ready.
Listen, man,
I
I have
love a
just
new
the
mask.
things, and I hand him my drawn-up sketch of me with a Gara jug on my back that I've had for like years.
It looks like those, like whenever kids are like 11 and they're learning how to draw and they get the How to Draw Anime book from the Scholastic Book Fair. It's really cringy and you have Sharingan.
Yeah, that's practical, man. I don't even need a weapon. I can do everything with the water.
Well, I have good news.
And I pull some water out and I do my hands in like the wave motion, you know, with the water just floating right above my arms along the way and doing the wave with me.
Well, I have good news and bad news, Benny. The bad news is our best researchers are working on more important magical creation. And the good news is that our best researchers are working on magical invention.
I hand him this and say, and if you could maybe whip up me one of these right here.
A mask? Why do you need a mask? You're the most recognizable person in Theon.
It's just a little costume design that I like, and it would match my cowboy hat really well.
He looks at it, and unlike Benny's drawing, he smiles a little bit. And he says, you know, I don't hate it.
We're gonna look around here a little bit more, Carlisle, then probably go check out the carnival to see if there is any sign of things coming from over there. But we'll get your answer soon. We're working on it.
Alright, if you see a man with a tight-fitting vest and long, loose sleeves, try not to tell him anything.
You mean like that guy over there? And I point at this green guy right here.
He looks, no.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Oh, I do have one question before we go. Are we the only people in this city looking for this arsonist?
Of course not. We have the guards on it, but you know who guards are.
No. Okay, good to hear, because I just fight lions for a living.
He looks back at the smoldering remains of Bonnie's dry materials. We can't afford to lose any more buildings.
Well, I just hope she was insured.
Well, investigate everything, come up with an answer, and let me know.
I cast detect magic and just look at the house and see if there's any sign of magic anywhere.
You see the remains, potent magical energy coming from the roof.
Yeah, this is definitely magic. I go ahead and like hop up to the roof just to get a closer view and understand the roof might not be super stable, so I am like
you see immediately that there's clearly a point of impact, dead center.
Okay. I wonder if I come down here and I go in the building to see if it hit a specific spot in the house. Like I follow that line of magic.
It looks as if it hit the roof and just splashed outward and burnt it from the top down.
It doesn't look like there is a specific target within the building.
No. From that, you can tell, that it's not targeted at a person, and it doesn't seem to be a beam or have any kind of a penetrative powers. It looks like it drops, ignites, and that's about it.
Like it's like just like a literal ball of fire that falls down, more or less.
You deduce that this magic was specifically chosen by someone who could have destroyed the building, but instead opted to burn it.
Okay, yeah, I relay those thoughts to Fim and Andre and just say, so this is a pretty powerful individual we're looking for here. That's definitely way out of my capacity of magic. Like, whoever did this is very strong.
I say I can smell the energy in the air.
Well, I mean, there could only... I'm assuming there could only be so few people in the city that could be capable of doing something like that.
You see two people who definitely weren't here a little bit ago running up, and one of them is holding a weird cylinder that's red and has markings on it you don't recognize, and it's spouting out this like clear blue foamy water. He's like, are we too late for the fire?
Yes.
Oh, whoa, what a waste of money.
Huh? Wait, who are you? What do you mean?
We saw that this place was burning, and we knew the last the hogwash burnt down, right? So we thought it might be a good idea to get something to deal with the fires, you know. So luckily we found this stuff. It's good for that. Apparently it puts out fires no problem.
What is it? Where'd you get it?
You just found something that can magically put out fires as there's fires going on.
He's holding it up and he's like, I don't really get it myself, but yeah, it's for this. We got it at Omni Mall.
Interesting.
You got it within the Omni Mall?
Of course.
Do you remember what store it was at?
I don't know. We got pretty lucky. I mean, as you all know, Omni Mall can shift and transform, expand and shrink of its own volition.
All right, we've heard it.
We know.
Can I roll for insight to see if they're potentially lying?
Yes.
You
get the sense that they are genuine.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're gonna go get some more funnel cakes.
By the way, I mean, you might see if you could sell that to the guards. Seeing as how there's been 2 of those going on, might make yourself a little profit that way. They might have use for it.
That's a good idea. Maybe we could get a bunch of them. If we keep trying stores, we'll probably get that one again.
I don't know that you will, man. I think there's a lot.
I don't know. It can't shift and transform and shrink and expand of its own volition that much, and they leave.
Thank you, suck my dick. All right.
I was just trying to think of who it could be. I don't know very many people who are close to strong enough magically to do this. It's either a high-level criminal or somebody from the carnival. There were some nutty people there.
Well, I know my brother, and that's about it. And you, but you're more of a water magician, and yeah, my brother, he's just constantly embarrassing and shitting on himself. So
thanks, brother.
Oh, not. Don't mention it. Do y'all want to go check out the Carnival again?
I guess we don't really have anything else to work off of, especially with Criella gone, because her friend, we'd have to find him by ourselves, and that's a lot harder without her here.
I think the king did it. I believe it's because he prefers non-flammable goods.
Well,
Hey guards, this man's committing treason and saying the king started the fires.
No.
And then I walk out the gate.
He does the best parkour you've ever seen. And this guy goes, stop that guy! Stop that extremely athletic guy!
Yeah, we should definitely get a funnel cake.
You want to use Mage Hand to attempt to steal a funnel cake?
Yes.
As soon as I see what he's attempting to do, I start
I'm
backing up.
I'm like
I
going
detect
this direction over
ridiculous
here.
magic, like so far out of our class.
Absolutely not!
Boys, I'm heading over here to the power supply to see how all this works over here. What's going on?
No.
You want, like, while I'm walking around, I'm keeping my eye toward. Is it the Reach where the fires were?
They
Or
were
what's
in
it called?
Warm Kiln.
In Warm Kiln. I'm keeping just like my glance and my attention as much towards Warm Kiln as possible to see if
Got it.
I notice any more smoke or like any magic flying there, basically.
Howdy doodly. This little jester guy approaches you.
Well, howdy do, sir.
Not much.
What can you tell me about this old doohickey here?
This is the arcane power engine.
Oh, you'll have to dumb it down for me.
Oh, geez. It does the work of many horses to supply this carnival with as much magic as we need, which is a lot.
You don't say. Well, how does it work?
I can't dumb that down for you, but I can tell you it's enough juice to keep the Omni Mall running.
Interesting. You mind if I take a closer look?
With extreme supervision.
I
Oh,
am
not a
walking
problem.
towards Fim throughout this conversation and will eventually be there.
I'd like to roll perception to see maybe how this thing works,
That
actually.
would be using Arcana, probably. He said that it does the work of many horses, but you're confused and you don't see any horses at all.
Well, I don't see any horses. Brother, I think you lied to me.
Can't you just be bewildered by the mysteries of magic?
Well, I mean, what's the point in that? We gotta learn something every day.
Point that apart and I'll tell you what it does.
Oh, I can do that. Sure.
What part do you point at?
I'm pointing at the little glass piece, like right up top here.
He points at where you're pointing. He goes, right there?
Yes, sir, right there.
Magic.
Oh, well, I probably could have guessed that one. What about this old big wheel back here?
Oh, that's what... what? This one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, magic.
Oh, well, alrighty then. I'm assuming this whole thing is magic. Is there any part that isn't magic?
You seem just like the kind of guy I've been looking for. What's your name, Chief?
Well, you might have heard of me. I'm Fem Violente.
Oh, well, that's spectacular, Mr. Violent. I tell you what, how about I give you a deal you can't refuse?
Well, we'll see about that. What you got for me?
All right, I'm gonna do this right here.
And he gets out a cup and he puts in a gold piece and then another. And he says,
This is 2 gold pieces, right?
Sure.
All right, now I want you to put 2 gold pieces in it.
You wouldn't be trying to swindle old Fem, would you?
Not at all. I'm making you a deal you can't refuse.
All right, well, let's do it. I put 2 gold pieces in.
Wow, that's 4 gold pieces. I'll sell you this 4 gold pieces for 3 gold pieces.
Well, I think we got a deal there.
Well, hot dog.
Actually, I'd say okay, it's done. Never mind. I was gonna say let me check the gold pieces.
you get the cup and there are 4 real gold pieces in it.
And he says, I will do that as many times as you want.
Okay,
Sure.
I walk up.
Yeah, I'll let this happen.
And I'm like, hey man, so this thing runs all the magic in the carnival?
Yeah, most of it. Really, it's more of an attuner, a focus.
Okay, well, who controls the magic? Like, who's in charge of this thing?
In charge of this thing, well, a lot of us, really. We have a great deal of magical engineers on staff.
Okay, would it be possible for one person to use the magic from this to direct some of this power outside of the carnival? The reason we're asking is there have been a couple fires in a neighboring town really close to here, and it's really powerful magic falling from the sky. And it didn't happen until you guys parked this machine here, so...
Well,
Just wanted to make sure there's no overlap.
I don't know anything about that, but the magic that we're getting is from the natural ley lines. The route we follow on the carnival is the route of the ley line. We follow the magic, and we attune it in different lands, and whenever we've taken enough of it, we move on.
Okay, have you ever heard that this machine may be bugging out or starting fires in neighboring areas while you're using it or anything like that?
Not in the 30 years that I've worked here.
You know, maybe it's not the machine. There are a lot of extremely powerful magical people in this carnival.
Oh,
I feel
man.
like people in charge are very
Oh,
strong.
yeah, brother.
Do you know like, if any reason why one of them might have an issue with the king in this area? I know it's a lot considering you've only been here for 30 years, but you hear any rumors or anything?
We like anyone who's willing to host us. I'm sure the king must have given some sort of permission to allow us to use the fields. It looks as though you use this place for agriculture.
Yes, that is correct, but I'm still just trying to piece together why this started happening right when the carnival got here. And it doesn't seem like it's this machine. It seems very well kept and maintained.
You do have an eye for technology. I don't believe anyone is nefarious enough to step on the toes of a great host, at least within the carnival. We don't exactly ally with folks in Omnimall.
Now that sure is interesting. And who is in charge of Omnimall?
Omnimall is.
I know there's that big turtle guy, the attuner out front. Does he actually handle anything, or is he just there for show?
He attunes the gateway to somewhere in Omnimall. We don't control it, we merely have access to it.
But he is able to control where you go based on what you're looking for?
Well as he can, but as you all know, Omnimall can shift and transform, expand and shrink of its own volition, making pinning down a particular store a tricky process, but by our best guess, you can shop there.
Yeah, so there's no maintenance involved with Omnimall? Nobody handles repairs, it never breaks down or anything?
It's difficult to say if Omnimall began, or if it simply is.
I do have one last question before I go. Could you tell me who is in charge of the whole carnival here?
We're more of a collective.
Interesting. Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
Have a blast. Try the funnel cakes.
Will do.
I can attest.
Yeah, I walk over to the attuner, I guess, and say, hey, has anyone ever found or looked for something in Omnimall that's not a shop?
I suppose everything must occur in Omnimall.
Well, has anybody made any strange requests going in there? Ever since Omnimall stopped here, there have been a couple of fires in a neighboring town from really strong magic. And the magic is so strong that it has to be one of either just a few people or Omnimall.
There are many great magicians here in the carnival, not to mention the infinite curiosities just beyond the gateway to Omnimall. It's difficult to say, as folks come and go as they please to, from, and in between Omnimall.
Well, we'd like to go in. Could you attune that to funnel cakes?
Well, this might be something.
And then I walk up to this Daniela person.
Yes, my name is Daniela Bellini. Welcome to Batter Up.
Oh, batter
What
up.
do you guys sell here?
I'm
Batter?
so glad you've asked. Well, sort of. Please, come with me.
And she takes you over to this column. Beautiful column, isn't it?
Oh, most definitely.
Indistinguishable from the finest architecture, you'd say.
It's alright.
Now, watch. And
Oh, God.
to your amazement, she cuts into it, and it's cake.
Well,
What
what
do
do
you
you
think?
say? I think that's pretty fascinating. Is everything in here made of cake?
Why don't you try? Go pick something out.
Is
I
it,
walk
is it
over to
a
these
funnel
skulls over here.
cake?
The skulls? Okay. You smell death on them.
Ooh.
You've seen skulls before. These are in different stages of rot. Oh, yes, pile of skull.
Interesting.
Go ahead. She hands you the knife.
And I go to cut into it.
It's cake!
Well, what do you say? I ask her. So what's the deal here? Why all these cakes, and why does this smell like death?
It should smell like cake now. It does. It smells like warm cake.
I look back over at the pillar over here and see if it still looks as nice and fine arty as it did, or if it's now more clearly a cake.
Aside from the cut out of it, it is indistinguishable from, a normal column.
So are these things cake before we walk up to them, or do they turn into cake when we go to cut them?
That's up to your imagination, I suppose.
How much for this knife?
So the knife doesn't have anything to do with it turning these objects into cake.
Well, see for yourself. She hands you back the knife that you were just holding that felt like a knife.
It cut off the end of one of my tassels.
You try to, but the knife crumbles in your hand as it's made of cake.
Wait, what the shit?
Be careful.
I go to the armor right here. I try and tear off a piece of this, the hip.
You do, and it's cake.
Okay, well, I take a bite of that armor.
Daniela.
It's delicious.
Oh, fuck, boys. Well, this is delicious.
Okay, so I go up and touch Daniela's hand or shoulder.
As you're approaching, she doesn't seem to be talking or moving anymore.
Guys?
We gotta get out of here! And I start running for the door. I dive out.
I think I
Well-
sent you to funnel cakes.
That wasn't very sweet.
It was cake.
Hey, that cake was fucking delicious.
Really?
bro.
I got a word right.
Yes, you did.
A lot closer than our other tries. Hey, so who would you say are some of the more powerful people here?
I don't think anyone here would have a use for any kind of destruction. We're more of building up and celebration and show and being a place adventurers look to for a decade, waiting for us to come back around. I don't think we would do any destroying.
See, that's kind of how I feel. It's just such an odd coincidence that they started right when you guys got here. Maybe it could be someone who hates the carnival?
Who would hate the carnival?
I don't know. Do you know if there's any type of magical protection on the carnival area? Do you guys have like a dome of anything over here?
Well, other than the temporal field that allows us to assemble it to the outside observer instantly, no.
It's Omni-Mall? I know it's a mall, but has it ever seemed to be malicious in any way?
Omni-Mall serves its purpose like a natural force. But are you under the impression that the shopkeepers are bound there?
Oh, I didn't really think about it quite. I imagined they were like independent contractors.
The gate behind me goes to an infinite number of businesses. It could be anything. Not only do adventurers go in, but people from Omni-Mall come out.
Have any come out today?
Yes, dozens.
Do they usually have a certain look? Would there be a way for me to tell if somebody came from inside Omni-Mall
Well,
at a glance?
if it looks really weird, it's definitely from Omni-Mall, but if it looks normal, it still could be from Omni-Mall, as it is infinite.
Are you from Omni-Mall?
No, I'm from the shores.
Okay. I start scanning the area, and then I catch a glimpse of this green guy over here. And I'm like, he looks kind of weird, doesn't he? What's that on his head? What the hell? Excuse me, person, sir, madam. I can't see its face.
Oh, skibidi bop.
Oh, Scoob-Bop Badoo?
Ho 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 ho, boobabada scoobity.
Do you speak English, bro? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
He tilts his mushroom head. Are you trying to recognize what language he's speaking?
Yes.
Roll history.
You know, you speak the same language as that other guy we ran into here.
You know for a fact he is speaking a language native to a place populated only by fungus people, because it is so toxic there that normal people can't really go there.
I don't really speak the language very well. I'm only partial to a little, and I'm not really sure what he's saying. And I relay that it's a language about fungus people to Benny.
Dang old Megalomar exploded, man. Dang old Chuck Mangione over there on fire. Hank never got out. Damn, but boom.
He's looking at you with like wide eyes, and he's like scared.
Dang old Megalomar. Boom.
He looks at you and he starts running.
3 check and just think of like everything I know about the king and his rise to power.
Okay. I will tell you what would be implicitly known. Oh my god.
Tell me everything.
His name?
Okay, so
He was born on a stormy night.
25 years ago, this land was a place where people lived off of the land. They lived freely, they crop shared, and they got by. It was a simple place and not very advanced compared to the rest of the kingdom. One day, the land was assaulted by a foreign nation, and the king, as a young man, young Vin Cato at the age of 17, began to fight, just him. And he was fighting so powerfully, so successfully, that people started to take up arms and join him. After 3 long days of fighting, he realized that he couldn't save everybody, but he could draw a line. So he went by the shore, and he began to draw a line in the sand, and people followed. And he decreed that anyone who got behind the line, he would save, and he wouldn't let the enemy cross it ever. And throughout the onslaught, For about a week, the king held the line. After they retreated, instead of being spread out upon the land, in case the nation were to come back again, they formed a city on the water, a city built in the borders of the line, and it was named Theon. That young guy who led the fight himself was crowned the king because he was the one that drew the line in the first place.
Okay, and how was the system with the gods still the same before the country was made?
Yes.
Like, all the tattoos, people working with gods, all
Yes.
of that has always been the exact same way?
Yeah, and because of that, whenever it was a very natural place, there were only a few gods that really bothered dealing with the affairs of man here. There were a lot of people that were with Tarsha, a lot that were with Cherim specifically, a few for Gaz, a few for Sheth to carry messages to and from the smaller colonies. But whenever everyone came together and the rise of commerce and industry came, of the gods being entities that are drawn to power and drawn to influence became more active. And you get to see more people getting different tattoos as the needs of the gods expanded along with the city.
Okay, and the line that was drawn, is there another, like, does the line go into the ocean at all, or does it just...
It is the exact border that the walls were built on. It is the outline of Theon was what was drawn.
So, yeah, so Theon didn't claim any ocean at all?
No, it stops at the water.
I'm now wondering if maybe that... How long has Tarsha been uninvolved in the lives of people? I'm just framing this in meta as me sitting here having like piecing these thoughts together or something.
You've heard people say that she's never spoken. You've heard people say that she's dead. You've heard people say that she never existed. And you've also heard that since the attack 25 years ago, she hasn't spoken.
I'm wondering if any of the gods could be angry with Vin Cato and wanting to overthrow Theon, perhaps. And I'm also wondering if maybe the reason Tarsha went silent is we no longer claimed the sea. And it's like, I don't know. I'm just sitting here and I'm kind of saying these things out loud, where if Fim and Andre are still standing near me, they can...
Yeah, and Benny's had a really strange, roughly 4 days now, going from being a seaside bum to being a direct asset to the crown, as far as you know. Being put together with these strange people and knowing that whatever is going to happen, it's going to be with them.
I say we either go back through Omni-Mall again, or we... Because I'm starting to think it's maybe not anything. I don't know.
So why'd you walk over here, Andre?
Well, I yell up to Pinshot, "Hey, have you seen any suspicious activity going on with the fires?"
I've been at the carnival the whole time, and another guy comes up. He's like, I've heard there were fires. What's that about? I'm not from here.
Here in these past few hours, we've had 2 separate arson incidents in the city. We're not really sure what's happening with them, what's causing them, but we think that there's a chance it could be connected to the carnival here.
Hey, Pinshot, have you seen anything in the sky lately? Like, say, right before the fire started?
He jumps
when
down.
he saw the smoke.
I see everything. From
Well, tell me
atop
what you
my
see.
tower with the eye of a hawk. Nothing escapes Pinshot Prince Piss Rods.
Well, awesome. So, did anything block possibly any light in the sky?
I saw a strangely large bird earlier, about as big as you, but bird-like.
But bird-like. I wonder if it could be whatever that creature was that appeared that night in the bar where we all met.
I just sit and think about if I've ever seen any birds that size around here, and also if that creature in the bar had wings.
You haven't
It did
seen
have
any
wings.
wild birds of that size, but you've seen large birds in the pit, and you also know that there's a race of people called Aarakocra that can fly.
But are they that size?
Yep.
Did it look black and almost evil?
I couldn't tell with the moon backlighting it and all, but through my trusty scope here,
You notice that there's a crack in the scope.
it looked to be large, and it was over the city, but not that far, just beyond the walls, I'd say.
That is
I think maybe we should go back into town, and
sus.
I feel like we've been sent on a wild goose chase.
I don't, but I think Carlisle could have some potential answers for us here. I'm wondering if it could be whatever we saw at the bar that night. Remember the night we met when the king got there right after that monster?
Where
And
are you talking right now?
I'm kind of walking off and like dragging Fim away from everybody. I guess Fim's up in the sky right now, but
Oh, I remember, and I will never forget that creature.
yeah, I'm wondering. Before I couldn't decide if the king was like if that was related to the king in a good way, or if maybe the king was looking for it. Like,
Oh, I don't think it was in a good way.
This guy walks up to you. As he's walking up, he's looking up into the sky, and his eyes are moving around a little bit, and it looks like he's thinking. Hey, adventurers, you here for the carnival?
Oh,
We've
you're
been
pretty mad.
here. We've been doing this.
He looks up again and says, "I like bars myself. You know, yeah. You ever been in a bar and seen something weird?
Oh, most definitely, brother.
Like a hot weird?
Oh man, and well, do you have any stories you could tell me?
do you?
Me? No.
Any fire? Do you have any like any stories that are pretty fire?
Well, one time I saw a guy sneeze and throw up at the same time. It's a horrible, horrible noise.
You ever seen anything menacing?
I'm an adventurer, but I'm not too seasoned. I've seen bears as big as a building, but not much more.
You ever seen anybody set a building on fire?
Not on purpose.
Why'd you walk up to us, sir?
I just really I like making conversation. Have you did you ever have anything weird happen in a bar recently?
No, we didn't.
That's and he's looking up again.
I look up to see like what he's looking at, or
Roll
if there's
perception.
anything in the sky.
You look up at the sky and you see that it's clear, but you notice the inside of his hand has a tattoo, and just from the top half of it, you can deduce that it is the tattoo of Rayon. So, any see any weird stuff lately?
I look around. Is there anybody like immediately on us?
Just the four of you, really.
I say, Fim, grab his ass.
I say, oh, I think you should come with us. And
Hold on. Yeah, that's good, I think.
yeah, absolutely. Let's.
Yeah, we walk out just away from everybody,
Let's say you take him into the field.
way out in the fields.
Well, what is it you wanted to do in this tall grass where there's no witnesses?
Why did you keep looking up at the sky while we were talking, sir?
I was lost in thought, and not.
I can't help but notice your tattoo there.
Oh yes, I'm reverent to the great Lord His Opulence Rayon.
What do you do for him? What's his? You know, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, okay? I am actually irreverent, and I've kind of been thinking about following him.
That's great news. You should talk to him yourself.
Well, I mean, everybody sells themselves a lot differently than, like an actual follower of them. So, what does he have you do on a day-to-day basis? What's he like? Does he help you out with anything?
Do you want it in one word or a lot of words?
A lot of words. I'm trying to get a real feel for him before I make the lifetime commitment,
Well, I'm not a numbers guy, so we're maybe one.
He guards me, not physically, I'd say, but financially.
He guards you financially? How so?
I'm sure you know as an adventurer you have to cover your own ass fiscally here and there, and that's not hard with such a giving hoarder of wealth.
Now, that's news to me. I just kind of take what I want.
Oh, well, you'd fit in great here.
I'm not so sure about that.
He's visibly a little uncomfortable.
Well, what?
Confused why you kept looking up at the sky earlier, sir.
I was just listening. You got to keep an ear to the
I rolled insight
gods.
to see if he's lying. to you right now.
Andre, and we go and just stand behind him.
Yeah, I roll insight to see.
Go ahead.
Oh, come on, 8. I think you're lying to me. You seemed a little nervous when you were hounding us with questions about weird things in bar. So why don't you?
So you
tell me
did see
the
some
truth?
weird stuff in a bar recently.
Hmm?
So you did see some weird stuff in a bar recently.
No, we didn't. I'm just don't like you questioning me. And here's another thing, sir. Again, I'm not a bad person at all. We're actually just trying to help everybody. But the thing about the three of us is we're all irreverent. And that means there's no God watching us. And you said yourself, your God doesn't physically protect you. So,
Oh, gosh.
You got any witnesses around here?
And while Benny might be a good person, me and my brother Andre are questionable at best.
He does.
Yeah.
He does the same kind of listful upward, side to side looking.
Please don't hurt me physically.
Oh well, I won't hurt you physically, but I think we can hurt you financially.
No shot. That's the one ground that I've got you. Oh man, this is a great one. Hold on.
He pulls out a cup and he puts 2 gold into the cup.
Don't put any money in this cup, Ben. Do not do it.
I've got a deal that you just can't refuse.
Okay, whoa, hold on. So you have a cup full of 2 gold coins right here?
That's right.
I slap him and take the cup.
Oh gosh, that's good business. I'll be.
You're right. That was a sweet deal, and I put the
I'll-
2 gold coins in my pocket
I'll
and
be
give the
getting-
cup back to him.
I'll be getting
that-
more coins probably from our great giver of wealth.
Ooh, sounds like it's gonna be physical then, and I go
Yeah.
for intimidation. Motherfucker. I'm just the pussiest little, like, every intimidation roll, like, fails. Like, I'm the
I'm
worst
actually
fighter.
scared of you because of your tassels.
Tassels.
Is there cake on you?
Listen, man, I just want you to be honest with me about why you kept hounding me about stuff going on at bars recently. I mean, this is your last chance. I am warning you here. Great, he's not intimidated. We'll see what happens.
Look, I'm not very good at this. I was just asked from his opulence to maybe cut in and talk to you guys a little bit. You know, just listen in and chit chat and see where you guys are at.
So,
well, completely
your
far
God
away.
asked you to come hound us?
He looks up again and he winces and he goes, no.
Then who did ask you?
And then he's like wincing and looking up again and he's like,
I'm not at. Is that right? I'm not at liberty to disclose that at this time.
I use shape water to pull the water out of my canteen and effectively waterboard him. I put it all up his nose and hold it there for like 25 seconds. And then I pull it out.
okay, he's going to roll Constitution. This is -1.
We're getting our hands dirty.
I don't know anything.
Oh, I pull the water all out.
Ugh, you guys are playing hardball. How are you going this hard at a carnival? Go pet one of those animals.
Yeah, buddy, I guess you can kick rocks. Don't ever bother us again.
So
Believe me, that will not be an issue.
So you still won't tell us who did it?
Who did what?
Who told you to hound us?
He looks up again and he's like,
How are you this dense?
You know what? This is it. I'm going straight to the source. Rayon, get your ass in my head.
you white out.
There we go.
Well, howdy, Benny.
Howdy, Rayon. I'm sure you've been watching through your followers' eyes the happenings of the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Of course, Benny. Of course. I'm so sorry that he was my most able proximal representative. Would you please excuse him?
Yeah, you know what? Once I get out of
thank
here,
God!
absolutely.
He starts walking.
But hey, why did you have him spying on us? You know, I don't have a problem with you. Like, I don't.
Oh, well,
You know, we're all pretty
spying's
good
a
guys.
heavy-handed word, Benny. Maybe just listening in. Us gods, we want to know the goings-on. We want to know the stakeholders, the important folks down there on the ground. And Benny, I get the feeling that you're of grand importance. You and all of your friends, Benny.
Yeah, I kind of think we are too, and that's why I would like it if gods didn't spy on us, you know, because I'm sure you know enough about me to know, hey, I'm Irreverent, I'm dealing with some stuff, looking who to follow, and that's just, you know, when you got people listening in on me and then he won't tell me that you told him to listen in on me, it doesn't look good on you, you know, and I don't mean to judge you, but that's just the fact of the matter.
He was a diligent stooge, and I do hope you'll forgive me.
Sure. So you didn't have any specific reasoning behind having him question if we'd seen anything weird lately?
No, he was making small talk, Benny.
Okay, just because if we had seen something weird, we're wanting to figure out, you know, what it could have been.
Well, that sounds to me as though you've seen something extremely weird, Benny. Is there something that you'd like to tell me? I could help you. My reach is beyond your city.
don't know. Again, you understand my, not necessarily problem with all gods, but just my hesitancy to trust all of you.
Sure, sure.
So,
I understand. You like to see all the cards before you make your play, and that's respectable. That's how a
Yeah,
man
and-
comes up in a country like this. And Benny, I would love to see you come up.
I would love to come up as well.
Could
But
you
I
just
you
imagine?
you obviously know kind of what we're looking into as far as the burning buildings and all that nonsense. I'm sure you had some followers in the area when it happened.
Sure.
Do you have any idea what that could be? If you were able to help me out with this, that would really make me, honestly, you'd be more helpful than even the god I was destined for in Tarsha for my whole life.
Is that all you needed?
Yeah, honestly, it kind of is. I'm a little worried it's one of the gods. I don't know if you guys are all super close or not, but it was some strong magic.
Oh, that magic was none of my business, Benny, and none of the other gods in the pantheon either. But when wealth moves, it's my business, Benny, and these fires are moving wealth.
Okay, so is it just a hitman in the area or a local arsonist for hire?
Gaz isn't getting any extra business from these fires, but someone is. I'm afraid, due to a few stipulations, I can't give you a name and a place, Benny, but I can point you in the right direction.
Okay, well, I'd really appreciate just any type of tips you can give us.
I wish I had a better option for you, Benny, but I can tell you that whoever's making their money off of these fires, they're behind that door over there. And he directs your attention over to Omni-Mall.
Damn it, I was kind of afraid of that, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to begin navigating that.
I can
If you
help
can follow
with that
lines of
also.
wealth, yeah, the wealth has to travel through Omni Mall somewhat consistently, I would imagine.
Very. Wealth is
Okay.
neither created nor destroyed, Benny. Merely shifted. His voice kind of starts to fade out, and he says, "I'm afraid I've kept you too long, but you should be looking for something called a focus. A focus will allow you to pin it down a little bit better, to go to places that a connection has been made in recently. If you start going into stores at random, you won't find what you're looking for ever, but if you can go to stores that were only opened today, maybe even stores only opened today twice, then you may have your man.
Okay, that's actually really helpful. Thanks so much, my guy.
Remember who I am when you need me."
Oh, I definitely will.
And then he cuts you back, and you're there.
Okay, yeah, I relay quickly kind of what I spoke with him about. Like, hey, that guy was actually pretty helpful. I still don't really trust gods as a ton, but
He's helpful, but he's got an agenda. Just remember
yeah.
that.
But hey,
That
let's
is +1 in old Ray Ray's book for me, though. So
Mhm.
good to hear.
I say we go talk to this turtle guy again. He's actually been kind of useful. And then I'm just like, hey man, you've been the attuner for quite a while, I would assume. Is that right?
As long as I can remember.
Have you ever heard of or worked with anything referred to as a focus that helps kind of narrow down what you're looking for in the mall?
Somewhat. That was an old practice back whenever we believed Omni-Mall to be finite. It's been much more of an attraction since we really let it rip.
Okay, but you have worked with the focuses in the past. You just kind of went away from them as you decided to lean into the infinite malls.
Yes, of course.
Okay, if I wanted to get a focus to try to go in somewhere that we went earlier, or that somebody else went earlier, what are they like? Like, where could I potentially find one?
They're heavier than they look. They look quite arcane, and it's been some time since I've seen one. You could ask around if you know any great artificers familiar with fringe uses of magics.
Yeah, I understand they're rare. Can I check for my history to see if I've ever met anybody that I think could potentially specialize in this or have an idea?
Yes.
Hot dog.
If there's anyone who you know that in this episode has been referred to as a great artificer and user of magic technology, they probably know Carlisle.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah, guys, I'm really thinking we're gonna need to talk to Carlisle.
Carlisle, I think you're right. Yoda, you're my favorite Pokemon.
Hey, speak of the devil, I was just talking about you, Big C.
He's crushing funnel cakes. He has like 10 under his arm and 2 in his mouth.
Carlisle, did you pay for those?
Oh God, yeah, I did.
Alright. They look good. Well, hey, man, I think we've kind of gotten
A lead.
a lead. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So
You got someone I can go arrest for you?
no,
Well-
not yet. We need your help. We were actually looking for you.
Oh, great.
So
okay.
I was talking to Ray, the god. I'm not going to say his full name because I don't want to wide out and everything. We were talking, and he said that the thing, like, he believes in
It's
him being a god.
extremely important that you don't speak to the gods in detail.
Yeah, don't worry. I haven't. I just flirt with the gods
A
sometimes.
dangerous game, Benny. They're smarter than you think.
Well, I would hope so, because I think they're pretty fucking dumb, quite frankly. He said that there's been a lot of wealth moved around. He thinks it's coming from the Omni Mall, that he's seen in his time things used called a focus that lets you really focus in where you go in the Omni Mall, and if we got one, we could potentially find where that specific store. And without a focus, it's hopeless. So we're looking for somebody who's really knowledgeable about magical artifacts and could help us decipher exactly what he was talking about and find one.
Ugh. I hate to drag him away from his work. Meet me at the ruins of the Hogwash Inn in about 30 minutes.
Okay, you got it, man. They're
Welcome
not
to
good.
my menagerie. I do hope you're a brave lot. For a few humble coin, I'll allow you a close encounter with a rare, wondrous beast from along our magical decennial route. Some may even bring you fortune. Do I have any buyers?
I'd love to take a shot at this.
I'll let you meet any two animals you'd like in the menagerie. You go to Double Dog first. And it is quite a curiosity, a two-headed dog that appears to be great health. You feel a bond with this animal, but more than that, you feel two bonds with this animal. And also, for choosing Double Dog, the next time you crit, you can attack again.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then you go to Narrow the Unflankable. And he's a strange thing. It seems like you're always looking at his snout. No matter how you go around the menagerie, you're always looking directly at his head. He's doing some sniffing, and you can tell it looks like he got into some carrots recently. And whenever you pet him, you gain a greater healing potion.
Well, hell yeah. Okay.
I hope you enjoyed your time in the menagerie.
I had a splendid time, friend. Thank you so much.
My turn, my turn.
Anytime, once only per person.
Yep, I haven't gone yet, sir.
Okay.
Me.
Okay, small one, please. You get one animal encounter.
I'm gonna go with Tim the Psychic Tiger.
And I cannot wait to bite this guy.
I direct my thoughts at him and I think very hard. Don't do that.
Maybe I want, I guess.
Come on, I'll scratch you behind your ear if you don't bite me.
Both ears, please.
You got it, man. And I just start scratching right behind his ears.
Badass.
And you feel happy that you've convinced the psychic tiger to not maul you. Andre, would you like to give it a go?
I would like to partake, dip my toes in, or
You
bang.
get two animal encounters.
Let me play with this tiger and the shark.
Oh man, this guy I am for sure going to bite.
Which one bites first?
Are you going to try to outbite the tiger?
Oh, I'm gonna try and pet him. I'm gonna try and pet them both.
Roll animal handling. What's your AC? He latches onto your arm, but not in a way that does any damage, and he's licking you a lot, and it looks like he likes what he's tasting.
Oh, it's love bites. And I just pet him back and bite his ear.
This guy tastes like rocks.
He unlatches and then walks back over to his corner, lays back down.
I think I chipped a fang.
It kind of floats over to you. It looks more friendly than the tiger did. He kind of does a pass at you like how a cat rubs its scent on you, and it's uncomfortable because it's like shark skin.
I put my hand out and rub its snout.
He liked that. Oh man, did he like that. And also, Andre, for choosing Land Shark, you gain a power. You gain a power that you will have until I say you don't have it, which could very well be the rest of the campaign. You have advantage on any perception check where you are trying to find blood.
Okay,
Anything
okay.
involving blood, you will have an advantage.
I like it. See you later.
I do hope you
Sharkinator.
enjoyed my menagerie.
Brother, I had a blast.
Beto, how are you doing, man?
Seen better days.
I heard you're a sick magic engineer, is that right?
I'm the head engineer of the kingdom. I'm directly a councilman to the king himself.
I hand him my drawing of that jug on my back.
This is a decanter of endless water.
Yeah, can you make that happen?
It would take a while. I'm pretty busy, but I mean, yeah, I could make this no problem.
Okay, yeah, man, just give it to your lowest ranked employee you trust to be able to handle it, so that way you don't have to worry about it.
Is that what they
But-
brought me here for?
No. That's part of what he brought you here for. Carlisle did say it was urgent that I get this thing
They
because
need
that's what I'll get for potential.
a focus.
Yeah, we also need a focus to help us get into the Omni Mall into a specific store.
You're trying to tame Omni-Mall.
Something like that. Yes.
Oh, geez. Yeah, well, that's pretty highbrow stuff. I've got a focus you can mess around with.
Okay.
I'm not
Sure, we'll give anything a try. We've basically been just told to figure shit out.
He
so.
throws it to you, and it matches the description of what Goda said. And he tells you,
I think you're gonna have to do some tinkering with it to get it into the criteria that you're looking for, but at least your search is now finite rather than infinite. I'm gonna need that back. We're doing a goof and a get. Hey, Fim, could you do me a favor and take a knee for me?
A knee? Well, I don't see why not.
he hops up onto that knee and gets right in your face, and he smells like oil. And he puts his hands on your cheeks, and then he pulls them back, and he looks at the distance between his fingers, and he goes, and then he puts one on your nose, and then on top of your head, and then he pulls that off. And he's,
Well, I got what I needed.
and then he leaves.
Just as confusing as ever.
He's eccentric, but he's the best, they say.
Okay. Well, yeah. Now we're still kind of flying blind with actually focusing this thing, but we're closer than we were.
Well, if you know any kind of a tuner, he kind of looks at you like with a stupid face.
Oh, my good pal Goda's got us. Don't worry, Carl. You're in great hands.
All right, what can you tell me about the comings and goings, the occurrences? What am I narrowing down?
You're looking for any store that has been exited twice today, because there are infinite stores, so every time someone goes in there at random, they'll go to a different one, and there should never be one that's seen twice in the same day. But whoever's leaving to set the fires has come out and set a fire twice, so...
Okay.
He messes around and he says, "Twice today. Oh, you've brought it down from infinite to about 5, I'd say."
Okay, let's get this party started. Send us through them, bub.
Okay.
Hey, Andy, what's going on?
Hi, welcome to Andy.
What you got, Andy?
I'm Andy.
You got anything for sale?
Please buy me.
How much?
Oh man, I just want to get out of here.
Are you trapped?
No.
Then why don't you just walk out?
How about just buy me a little?
How much are you?
Oh, what's
It's air. I'll buy you. I'll give you all the air in this room.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
I know, it's a hell of a lot of
Okay,
air. And I've even got more air outside.
Please purchase me.
Okay, here's a bunch of air. And I vaguely gesture towards the whole room. Okay, come on, slave.
Where to, sir? Oh, you got it.
What do you do, Andy?
Andy.
Oh, I knew I was gonna like you.
Woohoo, Andy. I see we're at Build a Bear and Run. Why do we have to run after it? Do we build a real bear?
I'm Nick the Romancer.
Nick the Romancer?
That's right.
I know
What say you build a bear?
Then do we have to run from the bear?
That's a marketing thing. Do you want a bear?
I don't think I do.
No bears, huh?
No,
You can
not
build
right
it. You
now.
can make it however you want.
Hey, by any chance, has anybody else come through here today? Maybe someone you've seen a couple different times.
I've got a couple of customers come and go today. It's been great. Builds a lot of bears.
Have you seen one customer twice by any chance?
No.
By the way, Andy, did you see anybody twice? Did anybody attempt to buy you twice?
They came in and I wanted them to buy me, but they wouldn't. They said I wasn't good enough. And he starts,
Did you see the same person say it
weeping.
twice?
I go up and I pat him on the back and reassure him.
No, it was different guys the 2 times.
Okay. Hey, and Nick, did you say you've seen people twice today?
I had a couple customers.
Did the same person come in multiple times?
No, different groups. Lucky day.
All right, sweet. I'm glad you're getting so much action. I'm sure the next ones will build a bear.
Well,
and
you
I
got
turn-
please the bear.
I leave. No,
Nothing happens.
no.
There's no bear. I forgot to put a sign up in here. The sign reads Huajulo's Poison Joint.
This seems like we're getting closer to the kind of place we should be. What up? Are you Huajulo? Do you sell poison? Do you sell anything like this? And I hold up my drawing of the jar. Okay. Have you had any customers in here today multiple times?
He rivets again, and it says poison.
All right, thanks, Who. And I go to leave again. Okay, yeah, I walk up and say, show me your finest no-terrain vehicles.
He gestures towards all of the things that are in here.
Ooh, I do like this couch over here. This thing's clean, actually.
That's the Honda CRV, and the C stands for couch.
Mmm.
The belly clue book says
I had nothing written for this store.
By any chance, are
something
you
like that.
Hellboy?
me? No, my name's
Bellhoy.
my name's Pawn.
You
Damn,
sure do look like Hellboy.
My name's
It
Pawn.
hovered on-
Pawn
Rollman.
Oh my god.
Are you able to put these couches on layaway?
Only if you subscribe to a payment plan and make a small payment up first.
Yeah, my financier Andy over there can handle that. But also, one of my friends was going into the stores earlier, and he said he went to the same store twice today, which is a weird coincidence. Have you had the same person in here twice today?
Same person? No. I've had a few different customers come in. It's pretty lucky, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, well, alright, thanks. Anyway, yeah, Andy will discuss our finances with you. Okay, Andy, go talk to him.
Andy,
And-
I think Andy should come with us at least to outside.
No, he's fine, And then
I really think that Andy should come with us at
well,
least.
I own Andy, so
Hi,
I'm telling him not to. I bought him. You did not buy him.
financier.
And
I guess that he was going to be the useless thing that we could have
Do you
given,
think
but
that we
all
could-
right, you know what's best for your property.
Could we
You
work
know what?
out an
that's a good
ROI?
point. Andy, come with us. Andy, I changed my
Oh,
mind.
thank God.
I got bigger plans for you. Good thinking, Fim. He is pretty useless. Yeah, we'll even go to the next store, I guess.
You enter a store, and the gateway behind you kind of shuts down for a little bit.
Like
And-
hard closes.
Yeah, and you see you've entered a store called Rats and Steroids.
Ooh.
You don't see any steroids, but you do see some huge rats that look like they've been lifting hard. And you see what used to be a shopkeeper.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I gotta
Roll
say.
initiative. He's going after Benny. This rat goes up with its fangs out, and you go, ah! And you punch it in the head. and and it kind of goes back a little bit.
Bad steward.
Stuart big. Stuart huge.
I use shape water to draw the water out of my canteen and freeze it on my knuckles like spiky brass knuckles, and I punch this thing in the face.
Okay, roll the hit. And you do 4 damage. You give it a little clobbering. You do the 1 hit to distance it, and then you give it an icy right.
Yeah, and then I hop back and start like standing like a boxer. You know, I'm like hopping around a little bit. And
Who is over here? He's going to jump up on top of here and stand up on his hind legs and flex. It's the only rat you've ever seen with abs. Let's do a wisdom saving throw.
we're being hypnotized by his rockin' bod. Oh no! Plus two is
2.
4.
An 11 or higher is undeterred, and those who did not do that have disadvantage at attacking Rat 2 the next turn.
Yep, I am intimidated as well. I got a 10.
Rat 3 is drawn to Andre.
Scorching ray, my bad.
9 damage. Put out 1 finger gun at each of them.
Bang bang.
You do that exact thing.
And then I blow the smoke off my fingertips.
Next up is Andy.
Ah, oh, God.
He goes up and he swings over the rat. He clears it by like another 2 feet. And he's like,
Andy.
Oh, no.
I'm going for rat number 3 over here. I'm gonna go up and punch it in the face twice. Actually, I'm bringing both hands down at once.
You put a firm punch into its ribs and you feel a crack. This rat now looks pretty bad. Now it's rat 1's turn. He's going to go at Andy.
No, not Andy. Oh, it was nice knowing you, Andy.
Andy is mortally wounded. Like, he is on death's door, and while he's getting gnawed on, he's yelling, am I helping?
Man, that is unfortunate stuff. I just ice knuckle this rat again right here. Rat 1, the one that hit Andy.
Did you hit?
No, I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. You punch it in the fang, and you forget to put ice on your knuckles, and you take 2 damage. He's running at Benny. Take 7 damage.
Ooh.
He's latched onto your thigh parts. Rat 3 is going to make another jump at Andre. You sidestep it.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do Shocking Grasp and grab that little bastard by his tail and fling him around, zapping. Hey!
Wow. You feel like you cooked him from the inside a little bit. He's starting to smell
that's-
kind of good.
That's dinner.
Is crawling backwards with his, like, guts leaking out.
Or Andy.
Why did you psychopaths buy me?
You demanded it, Andy, you
Oh,
motherfucker.
thank you for buying me.
All right, I'm going with a swift uppercut on 1, and then a haymaker on 2. Bang!
You pepper the first rat, and it is down.
Your place in the food chain is way down there, buddy.
He is going to get around Andre, jump off of the ramp to Omnimall, and get at Andy.
No, not Andy.
Andy, your sacrifice has not been in vain.
Andy triumphantly jams his sword long ways into its mouth. And with the rat salivating, it's dripping onto Andy's face. And he's like, "Oh God, please get it off of me."
Is this one still latched onto my arm?
You're not grappled.
Okay, yeah, I just try to stab it with the same ice spikes. I'm just keeping it going. Simple and effective, I imagine. That's more like it.
It's looking a little worse for wear. He is going to look at Femme Violente with a look of fear, back up a little bit. He's making a flanking maneuver around the room. His target is clear.
Andy.
I fire Hold Person.
What's that
place.
spell called?
Hold Person? Oh, fuck, it's a person. God damn it.
This is a rat.
Oh. Let me just firebolt this son of a bitch and kill him.
Great
Number
idea.
2.
Yeah, doing a shitload of damage is never bad. You put it down, and now Andy is like suffocating under it.
No, not Andy.
He...
Oh, God.
All right, I turn around, grab this thing's tail, fling it at Rat 2.
Yeah, man, I'm just swinging at it. Fucking damn it, dude. Yeah, I just missed the fucking rat.
You're the worst exterminator ever.
Oh, it
Zero.
finally showed up as a 0.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna firebolt his ass too. It's time to end the. And this hits.
Pathetic.
It's Andy. It's Andy's turn, so let's do a death saving throw.
Come on, Andy.
Andy is closer to death's door than he was.
Nice,
Violente.
Andy!
All right, I'm pummeling this thing on the head. I'm saving Andy. Like two strokes to the brain, and I would like to come over here and pull old Andy out from under it.
Okay. Andy is going to make 2 more death saving throws. They both need to be 10 or higher. If not, that's the end of Andy.
I have a feeling that Andy's about to go.
Wait, I mean,
bye-bye.
I can heal him up.
Andy wasn't meant to be. Play a sad song for a lost comrade. Hi, welcome to Clown Bait.
Clown bait. Ooh.
On either side of the wall, you see an assortment of different colored, unfolded, inflated long balloons.
What do you sell here? Is this to capture clowns?
Yeah, they can't resist these things.
Ooh. How much?
Couple gold.
Couple gold. For just one?
Yep.
Ooh. Give me one of these purple over here, and then one of these blue.
Roll your wealth die. I'll give you one of them.
Give me the purple.
All yours. Pleasure.
All right. Also, by the way, I think I had a friend that might have stopped through here earlier a couple times. You seen anybody like that?
Customers and clowns mostly.
Anybody that you've seen maybe more than once?
Well, no, different customers. Pretty lucky, I'd say.
Oh, alrighty then. Thank you so much for the climb bait.
Absolutely.
Well, son of a
Let me
bitch.
size you guys up.
Oh, thank you. I was stuck here for a little. I was going to have to reattune that door, but looks like you've saved me about 4 minutes. I'm ever so grateful.
That's what we're here for, pal.
This is a real
like-
shithole, isn't it? Sometimes you go through that door and you get a shop, and other times you get Missouri.
Yeah, man.
What in the hell's a misery?
I'd love to help you guys out in some way, but I can only help one of you.
Dibs.
He hops on top of the box. Dibs, we don't do that here. We have a different way of settling things.
Captain crew.
Have you ever heard of ship captain and crew? Winner gets a game-changing magic item. Good fucking luck, nerds.
I go last.
I go second.
This is dead ass. The winner will get a whole ass real magic item of their choosing out of the ones that I have.
It is.
Nothing.
That's
Ooh,
a ship.
ship. So you need a captain and a crew and some cargo. You got a captain, no crew.
That's a bust.
turn,
Now you can
Andre.
just hope the other one's bust.
That's a ship, a captain, and a crew.
Let's
Oh
go!
my God.
7 cargo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're going to keep that. Just re-roll that one. Go again. Do you want
roll
to
it
keep or do you
again.
want to
9
roll?
cargo. You can do it one more time.
Let's go! Give me my
So that's
goddamn
10 cargo.
10 cargo.
damn.
Okay, this shit's easy mode. I got this literally no problem. Let me flip it a couple times to get the juices flowing, you know?
The energy.
Mm-hmm. And then, babinga. It was always that easy. Ship, captain, crew.
Oh my god.
We got some competition, boys.
I gotta get a 4 or above. Come on, 1, 2. Show me 5, show me 5, show me 5! No,
Oh,
no,
you have to
no.
go again. It's all down to
Show me
this.
5, show me 5, show me 5, show me 5!
No! Oh my god.
Oh my god, that blows!
This
What is my
this
magical
box
item?
floats over to you. Magic rings around it as it's reading what you need, and it presents you with an assortment of magic items. There are gloves, a cloak, a rod, and a decanter. The gloves are gloves of missile snaring, and they will allow you to try to catch projectiles instead of letting them hit you.
Ooh.
The cloak is nature's mantle, which will take the color of the thing behind you, camouflaging you. The rod is the immovable rod. It has a button on it.
Oh.
Whenever it's placed, it is there. It is affixed in that space, floating or not, doesn't matter, and no amount of force can move it. So that one comes down to how creative you want to be with it. And then lastly, there is a decanter of endless water.
Damn it.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just standing here like salivating at the decanter and holding my drawing and looking at it.
And can I share these items ever? Like, let
Yeah,
me
get,
well,
like, you get-
you have total dominion over it, but you get to pick one.
I'll get to pick one.
I empty out my pockets. Like I'm just the like measly little bit of gold I have. I'm
Your
just
dime
holding
falls
for
out.
Andre.
Don's like on his
to the
knees.
Yeah,
drain.
I'm taking off like all my shit, like my rucksack, my fucking sword, everything.
Hey, trust in the engineer. Alan, that was brutal right there.
I'm gonna do the decanter actually because I can do the shape of water, and then I can also throw some out for John whenever he needs it. Because I can just be like, I can prepare attack.
Yeah,
Prepare
and
an
I'm
attack
not
by
going to be a
hand.
dick about it. It is endless. There is, if you want to shape water, so can he. It's endless. You're taking the decanter?
Yeah.
Gimme, 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 gimme.
Oh, you're not getting it. But we can share it. It'll just help us as a team out.
Hey, brother, I'm thirsty. You got any water?
I do, sir. Here you go. Drink as much as you want. It's glacier water. It always is cool. No, this was the water that Waterboy got when he got
I knew
knocked
you
out.
were gonna reference that shit. You cannot begin to understand what I would do with endless water on me, where I can always be grabbing it. My
Maybe
guy
we-
is
Hey,
water.
hey, maybe we can find something to trade for me, John.
Yeah, I'll give you my sword.
Sword?
Yes.
John, we have plenty of time.
Yeah, but I want it now. That's what I'm saying. Like I can use it in combat in the very next fight. Whatever. I start looking around the room and seeing if there's anything
You're not in a room. You're in Missouri.
just open in a field in Missouri.
You're in Missouri.
Nice. I start digging.
Fucking Missouri.
You find Missouri dirt.
Y'all want to go to a Chiefs game?